Hello students, today we will discuss states of method part 2, and in this we will discuss Boyle's law, Charles law, and then we will discuss Hamilton's law. Hamilton's law is also known as Kay-Lussac's law. So first of all we will discuss Boyle's law. Now what is Boyle's law? Boyle's law states that if temperature is kept constant, then volume of a gas is directly proportional to is inversely proportional, not directly proportional, is inversely proportional to its pressure, right? And vice versa. Right? Vice versa means opposite to this statement. That is, if temperature is kept constant, then we can also say that pressure of a gas is inversely proportional to its volume. So mathematically we can write V inversely proportional to pressure at constant temperature. Right? Now we can also write V is equal to K. That is, instead of this proportionality constant, we can write K, which is a constant of proportionality 1 upon T, where V is volume of the gas and T is pressure of the gas and T is their temperature. So take P this side. This will become PV is equal to K. That is, PV is equal to constant. Now suppose this is equation number 1, this is equation number 2, and this is equation number 3. Right? Now if P1 and V1 are initial pressure and volume of the gas, and P2 and V2 are final pressure and volume of the gas, then from equation number 2, we can write P1 up into V1 is equal to K, P2 into V2 is equal to K. This is equation number 4 and this is equation number 5. Now both these equations are equal to K. So we can write here that from equation number 4 and 5, P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. This is the mathematical another form of Boyle's law, and it is used in solving numericals. Right? So now we will do some graph on the basis of Boyle's law. So according to Boyle's law, PV is equal to constant, right? So if I take PV at y-axis and pressure at x-axis, then what type of graph you will get? PV is constant. Whether you increase pressure or decrease pressure, or you increase volume or decrease volume, this product remains constant. That is, you will get a parallel line with respect to x-axis. Similarly, if you write V here, then we will get same type of graph. Now we also know that V is inversely proportional to pressure, right? So for this graph, suppose here is V, that is volume, and here is P on the x-axis, this is on y-axis. So you will get this type of graph. Right? Remember, this gap and this gap should be equal. Now next is V is directly proportional to 1 upon P. So if I write here V and here 1 upon P, you will get a straight line like this. You will get a straight line, and at different temperature you will get different types of curve like this. These are at different temperature. Suppose this curve is at T1, this curve is at T2, and this curve is T3 temperature. So I can write here T3 temperature is more than T2 temperature and T2 temperature is more than T1 temperature. And that is, this graph is obtained at higher temperature and this graph is obtained as lowest temperature. Now in this case, this is at T3 and this graph is at T2 and this graph is at T1 temperature. And for this we can also write T3 temperature is more than T2 temperature and T2 temperature is more than T1 temperature. So this is about the graphs on the basis of Boyle's law. Now we will discuss a numerical on the basis of Boyle's law. And before we discuss a numerical on the basis of Boyle's law, there is significance of Boyle's law. What is that significance? Significance of Boyle's law. Right? Now we know that density is equal to mass upon volume. Right? And according to Boyle's law, V is equal to K into 1 upon P. Right? Or we can also write P, take P this side and V this side. So we can also write P, K, 1 upon V. Now putting the value of volume from this equation, that V is equal to, take V this side and V this side, M upon D. Right? So put this value here. P is equal to K 1 upon M, and this will come divided by D. Right? So this will become P is equal to K. Now you can see that this will go up, right? And D upon M. This will become D upon M. And for a particular gas, this M, that is mass of gas, is constant. And K is also constant. So if we remove this constant, then we can write P directly proportional to D. That is, pressure of a gas is directly proportional to D. So if pressure is more, then the density of gas will be more, right? And when we go higher in the atmosphere or at an altitude, then the pressure of air decreases, and due to this the density of air decreases, and if density of air decreases, then the amount of oxygen in the air decreases. So person when go to high altitude, then he suffers from headache, uneasiness, tiredness. That's why mountaineers carry oxygen cylinder with them when they go higher up on a mountain, right? So this is the significance of Boyle's law. Now we will discuss numericals on the basis of Boyle's law. So on the basis of Boyle's law, we will discuss the first numerical. Write down statement. A vessel of 120 ml capacity. 120 ml capacity means volume. That is, initial volume is 120 ml. A vessel of 120 ml capacity contains a certain mass of a gas at 30 degrees Celsius. Contain a certain mass of a gas at 30 degrees Celsius. Right? And 750 mm pressure. 750 mm pressure. Right? The gas was transferred to a vessel whose volume is 180 ml. The gas was transferred to a vessel whose volume is 180 ml. That is, now final volume is 180 ml. Calculate the pressure of the gas. Calculate the pressure, that is, we have to calculate the final pressure of the gas at the same temperature. So temperature is same, and this is the initial pressure, that is P1, and we have to calculate P2. So now applying Boyle's law, we can write here. Applying Boyle's law. P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. What is the value of P1? 750 mm. And what is the value of V1? 120. And P2 we have to calculate. And what is V2? 180 mm. Now solve this. P2 is equal to 750 into 120 divided by 180. So cancel 0 with 0. 6 2s are 12. 6 3s are 13. 6 3s are 13. And then cancel it. This will become 3 2s are 6 and then 15. 3 5s are 15 and 0. And then this will come out divided by 2, 500 mm. This is pressure in mm. Right? Now next law is Charles law. Charles law. Now, according to Charles law, if pressure is kept constant, if pressure is kept constant, then volume of a gas is directly proportional to its temperature, right? Or vice versa. So we can write mathematically V directly proportional to T at constant pressure. V means volume of gas, T is temperature of gas, and P is pressure of the gas. So if you remove this proportionality sign, then we can write K, where K is constant of proportionality. Here you can write, here K is constant of proportionality. Right? Now take T this side, V upon T is equal to K. Right? Suppose this is equation number 1 and this is equation number 2. Right? K is constant. So you can write another equation that V upon D is equal to constant. This will be the equation number 3. Now if V1 and T1 are initial volume and temperature of the gas, and V2 and T2 are final volume and temperature of the gas, then from equation number 2 we can write V1 upon T1 is equal to K, and then V2 upon T2 is equal to K, and suppose this is equation number 4 and this is equation number 5. Then from equation number 4 and 5 we can write V1 upon T1 is equal to V2 upon T2. So this equation is used in solving numericals. Now graphs on the basis of Charles law. So graphs. So according to Charles law, V directly proportional to T. So we can draw a graph that V here, P here. So it will be a straight line, right? So this type of graph is obtained. Now we have also discussed that V upon T is equal to constant. So on this basis we can draw the graph that V upon T, here you can write on x-axis either V or you can write T, right? You will get a parallel line to x-axis, because V upon D is a constant. Now we will discuss numerical on the basis of Charles' law. So numerical is (20 ml of hydrogen). 20 ml of hydrogen. So it means volume, that is initial volume is 20 ml, right? Measured at 15 degrees Celsius. Measured at 15 degrees Celsius. So initial temperature is 15 degrees Celsius. What is the new volume at the same pressure? So we will have to find out V2. V2, what is the new volume at the same pressure? And at new temperature, that is 35 degrees Celsius. So we will now solve it. So solution, now applying the Charles' law, that is V1 upon T1 is equal to V2 upon T2, right? So before putting the value, change temperature to Kelvin. It is very simple, that simply add 270 here in 15, that is 15 plus 270, so this will be 288 Kelvin now. So to convert degree Celsius to Kelvin, we add 270, right? So here also change it to Kelvin, so this will come out 3 and 5, 8, 7 and 3, 10, and this will come then 308 Kelvin. Now put the values in this formula, that is V1 is equal to 20 ml and T1 is 288 and V2 we have to calculate and T2 is here 308. So V2 you can now calculate 20 upon 288 into 308 and the answer will be 21.38. Hello students, now we will discuss the significance of Charles' law. Now when air is heated, then it expands. Any gas, if it is heated, then it expands. The same way, if air is heated, then it expands. And when it expands, then we can say that the volume of air increases because temperature is directly proportional to volume. Or we can say volume is directly proportional to temperature. So when air is heated, it expands and its volume increases. And we know that density is equal to m upon v, or we can say that density is inversely proportional to volume, right? So if this volume increases, then density decreases. So when air is heated, its density decreases and then the hot air rises up. Now this principle is used in filling hot air in balloons, and as hot air becomes lighter, then it rises up because its density decreases. So this is used in filling hot air in balloons for the meteorological procedures and operations. Now we will discuss Hamilton's law. Hamilton's law, it is also known as Gay-Lussac's law. Hamilton's law or Gay-Lussac's law. Now, according to this law, if volume is kept constant, volume of a gas is kept constant, then pressure of a gas is directly proportional to its temperature. Directly proportional to its temperature, right? Mathematically, we can write P directly proportional to T at constant volume. At constant volume. V means volume, P means pressure, E is temperature. So if we remove this sign, we can write K and K is known as constant of proportionality. So here you can write K is constant of proportionality. Right? Now take this T upon P, that is P upon T is equal to K. And instead of K we can write constant because it is a constant. Right? Now suppose this is question number 1, this is question number 2, and this is question number 3. Now if P1 and T1 are initial pressure and temperature of the gas, and P2 and T2 are final pressure and temperature of the gas, then from equation number 2, that is this equation, right? P1 upon T1 is equal to K, P1 upon T1 is equal to K, then suppose this is equation number 4, right? Similarly P2 upon T2 is equal to K, suppose this is equation number 5, and then from equation number, here we will write from equation number 4 and 5, P1 upon T1, because both are equal to K, so this and this will be equal to each other. P1 upon T1 is equal to P2 upon T2, right? So this equation is used for solving numericals, and before we discuss numericals, we will discuss here graph that P directly proportional to T. So if we take pressure here on y-axis and temperature on x-axis, then we will get straight line passing from horizon. Now we know that P upon T is equal to constant. So on this basis we can also draw a graph that P upon T is a constant. And if I write T here or T here, then we will get a straight line parallel to the x-axis. So this is about graphs on the basis of Amenta's law. Now we will discuss a numerical on the basis of Amenta's law. Numerical is very simple, as we discussed for Boyle's law, Charles' law. Numericals or Amenta's law is also very simple. So write down statement. Yes, write down. An iron cylinder contains helium at a pressure of, so pressure is given here. An iron cylinder contains helium at a pressure of 250 kilopascal. 250 kilopascal at 300 Kelvin. 300 Kelvin. So this is the temperature, right? 300 Kelvin. The cylinder can withstand a pressure of 10 raised to the power 6 Pascal. And the cylinder can withstand a pressure of 10 raised to the power 6 Pascal. Right? The room in which cylinder is placed catches fire. Right? Predict whether the cylinder will blow up before it melts or not. Predict whether the cylinder will blow up, right, before it melts or not, right. The melting point of cylinder is 1800 Kelvin. Melting point of cylinder is 1800 Kelvin, right. So initial pressure is 250 kilopascal, P2, that is final pressure, we have to calculate, right. And then T1 is given and T2 is, this is the T2, that is final temperature, and the final pressure we have to calculate. So by applying Amenta's law, what is Amenta's law? That P1 upon T1 is equal to P2 upon T2, right? So P1 is here 250 kilopascal. What is kilo? Kilo is equal to 10 raised to the power 3. Pascal, right? You don't need to write here units. So temperature is here, P100, initial temperature, and final pressure we have to calculate. And what is T2? 1800. Now solve it for P2. That is 250 into 10 raised to power 3 divided by 300 into 1800 and cancel 20 by 20. Then 3 6 are 18. And then this will give you 1500 kilopascal. So as the cylinder can withstand a pressure of 10 raised to power 6 Pascal, right? So its P2 is 1500 kilopascal. And we know that in the statement it is given that cylinder can withstand this pressure, and this 1500 kilopascal is equal to 1500 into 10 raised to power 3. Actually the answer will come out 10 raised to power 3 here Pascal, then we can change it to kilopascal. So it will be 1500 and then 30 Pascal. So it is, we can count that this is greater than this. So cylinder can withstand this pressure, and this pressure then comes out more. So the pressure will be more, it will be very much more than this pressure, so the cylinder will blow up. So this will be the answer. Cylinder will blow up. So next we will discuss in the next video. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.